Good morning, dear students. I hope you all are doing well. We were doing staffing chapter, and today we will start with second element of staffing function, that is selection. And we are going to discuss process of selection. What is selection? Selection is a process of identifying and choosing the best person out of number of prospective candidates for a job. In selection process, various steps are performed to eliminate the unsuitable candidates and to select the most suitable candidate. Selection is the process in which we select the employees which are actually required in the organization. Each stage, many are eliminated and a few move on the next stage. That's why it is known as a negative process, because many are eliminated. The process may start right from the screening of the applications. It may continue even after the job of employment, acceptance and joining of the candidates. We will be doing these steps in detail. You can see that process of selection starts from preliminary screening, and if the screening is okay, then the selection tests are taken. After taking tests, employment interview is taken, and then references and backgrounds are checked of the candidates. Then the selection, if the background is all right, then selection decision is taken, and then job is offered to the candidate. So we are going to discuss these steps in detail today. First step in the selection process is preliminary screening. Preliminary screening helps the managers eliminate unqualified or unfit job seekers based on the information supplied in the application form. Preliminary screening can be done in two ways. Number one is you can tell the candidate to fill the information. You can have your own criteria of screening, like you can think that for this position we need this degree, this much of experience and this much wages we can pay. So in the same way you can tell the people, the applicants, to fill the application form and you can screen them. Or what you can do is you can call them for the preliminary interview. In interview you can just see their behavior and you can ask the questions so that you can come to know they are suitable for the jobs or according to your criteria or not. And you can do both also. You can tell them to fill the form and appear for the preliminary interview. Second is selection tests. This topic is very important. There are many types of tests which can be taken, and in your exams identification of tests can become. So what is selection test? When you have done preliminary screening, for example there were 50 applicants and after preliminary screening there are only 20 candidates left. So what you can do is you can take the tests. So this test can be a paper pen test also or some exercise also. They have to attempt to measure their, basically we want to measure their characteristics. These characteristics range from aptitude such as their manual, dexterity to intelligence to personality test. So it can be anything which you want to know about them. Selection tests can be of many types. We are going to discuss a few. Number one is intelligence tests. You must be aware of IQ test. Now what is this IQ test? Basically number of questions which they give you are more and time is less, means in less tests you have to attempt more questions. Basically they want to see that what is your learning ability, and this is one of the important psychological tests used to measure the level of intelligent quotient of an individual. It is an indicator of a person's learning ability or the ability to make decisions and judgments. And pattern based questions are asked basically in intelligent test, and in this again I am repeating, time is less and you have to attempt more questions. Number two is aptitude test. Now what is done in this test is it is a measure of individual's potential for learning new skills. Means in this test something new is given to you and they will see that how fast, how quick you are learning new skill. So it indicates a person's capacity to develop. Means because of this test we will come to know that how much a person can learn fast, so that in future if we want to develop this person we are able to do that or not. Such tests are good indicates of person's future success scores. Number C is a personality test. Your personality, means in this test they will see your emotions, your reaction, your maturity or your value system. Even your in your personality your temperament can also be checked. Means they may ask you few questions and in that question they can see that what is your temperament, means what are your emotions, When you appear for such test, one psychologist maybe watching you, sitting there and observing everything about your behavior. You know, some people, they when they are in stress, and they move their hands, their legs, so they each and everything about they see about your personality. Maybe they can tell you to wait outside and observing you through CCTV cameras, means if you have to wait, how is your reaction? So in this way the personality test can be taken. Next is trade test. Now in trade test, your existing skill is measured. See, we have done aptitude test. In aptitude test, they want to know that you can learn new things or not. But in this trade test, they want to learn that whatever skill you are saying, you know, you are capable of doing that or not. For example, I am saying that I am computer expert. They maybe tell me to operate the computer. Maybe I am saying that this machine, I know how to work on this machine. Maybe they can say me that show how this machine is working and work on this machine. So trade test is basically to measure the existing skill of the individual. They measure the level of knowledge and proficiency in the area of professions or technical trainings. The difference between aptitude test and trade test is that former measure the potential to acquire skills and later the actual skill possessed. Means aptitude test will tell us we are capable of learning things or not. Trade test will tell you that whatever skill you are saying you have, actually you possess it or not. Then we have interest test. Interest test is a simple test which will tell you your interest in particular field. For example, you are in class 10th, and in class 10th we are giving you some questions which will tell you your interest. You are interested in medical, you are interested in commerce. They will tell you how good you are in the particular field. So interest test are used to know the pattern of interest or involvement of a person. Maybe a person is interested in computers, or other person is interested in doing some office job. So this will tell that you are applying for this particular job, you have interest in this job or not. Third step is employment interview. This interview is different than preliminary interview. Preliminary interview anyone can take because you just have to screen according to your criteria the different candidates. But this employment interviews are taken by the experts. For example, if someone wants to apply for the job in accounts, then the expert person in accountancy will be taking questions. So interview is a formal in-depth conversation conducted to evaluate applicant suitability for the job. The role of the interviewer is to seek information, and that of the interview is to provide the same. So in present times the interview also seeks information from the interviewer. But here in this interview, expert person will be asking questions. Maybe they are cross-checking you know the answers or not. Again I am repeating, when we are doing this selection process, in first step we have removed few, and after taking test then also few candidates are removed because they may have not cleared the test. Now after taking final interview we may eliminate few. If for example we have 3 positions, maybe now we are left with only 5 candidates. In these 5 candidates, fourth step, references and backgrounds will be checked. Maybe we feel that 3 are fit for the job. Up from 5 we have to select 3 people. So what we can do is, whatever decision is taken in the interview, we can check their that candidates references and backgrounds. How we can check their references? So many employees request name, address, telephone numbers of the references. For example, I am applying for the job. It is compulsory for me to give references of few people, the known people, so that if someone wants to inquire about me. For example, I was working in the firm and I can tell the new employer to ask about myself from the last employer where I was working. So that basically the purpose is to know that the person is of good background. Maybe if any criminal record is there, if the person is not suitable for the jobs, I will come to know about that person from this step. After checking the references and background, selection decision is done. The final decision has to be made from among the candidate who passes the test, interview and reference checks. The view of the concerned manager will be generally considered in the final selection because it is he or she who is responsible for the performance of the new employees. So after selection decision, the candidates who are selected, their medical examination is compulsory nowadays. After the selection decision, before the job is offered, the candidate is required to undergo a medical fitness test. Maybe the person is not medically fit. If the person is not medically fit, then again the process will start. Means this is very important step. Maybe you are selected for the job, but when medical examination is done, then you are not suitable to do that job. Nowadays drug test is also done. Many people, they take drugs, and in this step they will go for the medical examination, they will test that, and if you are in fault, then they will refuse you to give the job. So medical examination is a very important step nowadays. All the big companies, multinational companies, they do this step. After medical examination, if they found that candidate is fit to work and medically they are fit, then the job is offered. The next step in the selection process is job offer to those applicants who have passed all the hurdles. Job offer is made through a letter of appointment or confirmation. Such a letter generally contains a date by which the appointee may report on duty. The appointee must be given reasonable time for reporting. Many firms nowadays give a separate detailed contract of employment to the employees. This contract of employment may include job title, duties, responsibility, date when continuous employment starts, and the basis for calculating services, rates of pays, allowances, hours of working, leave rules, sickness, grievance procedure, disciplinary procedure, work rules, termination of employment. Everything will be written so that the candidate should be clear about everything. So after the job offer has been made and candidate accepted the offer, certain documents need to be executed by the employer and the candidate. One such document is the attestation form. Maybe you can ask for certain attested forms like your degree, your past experiences, you can ask that, and then you can give the contract of employment, which will be signed by both the parties, and all these detail will be written in this contract. That's all for today. We'll be sending one assignment to you. I hope you all are doing well. Keep revising all the topics.